If you're in your early 20s and thinking about buying an SUV, which one would you pick? The price of the car behind me should already be available by now, sitting somewhere around 130,000 to 150,000 yuan, which is roughly $22,245 in the US. Most likely, it'll be positioned around the 150,000 yuan mark. So, would the XPENG MONA L03 SUV be something you'd consider? A quick shout out to our automotive partner in China for sharing this video and helping make it possible. Thank you for your support. Hey everyone, it's Michael from motortorque. If you enjoy staying up to date with the latest automotive news, reviews, and industry updates, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our exciting content. Thanks for watching, and let's get started. Let's start with the headlights. XPENG clearly wants this new lighting design to remind people of the MONA series. In fact, the design has a strong connection with the M03. Moving lower, you'll find an active air intake grille, which is pretty uncommon on an SUV at this price point. There's also another genuine air intake here, finished with a nice black trim. The overall body lines are also very well executed. You can see the gold-colored detailing running along both sides. When it comes to the tires, it uses 245 Goodyear energy-saving tires. And if you look at the wheels, these appear to be custom versions. So I won't spend too much time judging the exterior because styling is ultimately a matter of personal preference. To appeal to younger buyers and give the car more visual and emotional appeal, XPENG has added caliper covers. But honestly, even without Brembo calipers, the actual braking performance is impressive. From 100 kilometers per hour, the car can stop in just 35.99 meters. That's roughly comparable to the 38 to 39 meter braking distance of other cars in the same segment, so its braking performance is genuinely strong. It also complies with the latest national standards. The hidden door handles are physical rather than fully electronic, which keeps them in line with current technology. Moving toward the rear, this section features a water-cutting design. Personally, I think this looks much better than simply covering up the edges. I'd actually recommend other manufacturers consider a similar approach because it gives the car a more youthful and attractive appearance. The C-pillar also adopts a hidden style design, and I think it looks really good. To be honest though, the glass in this triangular section isn't cheap. Since this is a custom version, you also get a small rear spoiler, finished in black, which gives it a cute little sporty touch. Further down, we have the rear lights, which help distinguish the car from other brands. It uses a full-width continuous light strip, and the bright red lighting looks particularly vibrant and eye-catching. A lot of people have asked about this section before, so I want to point it out again. This is what's called a needle path, which is essentially a small channel running through the rear wheel area. This is a relatively rare feature of Tungbing charm. Besides being unusual, the design also gives the SUV a noticeably sportier appearance. Now let's take a look at the trunk. As you can see, we've already placed 2 backpacks inside. If you need to carry a few suitcases, I don't think you'll have any trouble fitting them in. There's also a recessed section here, along with a front trunk. We've put some miscellaneous items inside, and you can see that they're already stacked up. Interestingly, this extended section uses a hydraulic strut for the front trunk. That's a fairly uncommon feature. Now let's quickly move inside and talk about the interior. I think the overall purple color scheme looks really attractive, matching the Aurora purple theme. The steering wheel also strikes a nice balance between a sporty appearance and a minimalist design. Then there are the exclusive headrests, including the contrasting color treatment, which adds another nice touch. Even the passenger seat gets a zero-gravity design along with 14-point massage functionality. For a vehicle aimed at younger buyers, I think the overall design and features are very well balanced. The XPENG L03 pure electric version comes in 2 variants, offering 525 and 625 respectively. Its official energy consumption is rated at 11.9 liters per 100 kilometers, which is quite impressive. And considering the car uses 245mm wide tires, charging from 10% to 80% takes around 19 minutes, which is very competitive for a vehicle in this price range. It's absolutely hard to beat. As for the extended range version, it offers a total range of up to 1,330 kilometers, while its battery-only range is 315 kilometers. The L03 with Harmony OS comes with variable drag dampers, so the suspension can actually be adjusted between 3 different settings: Standard, Sport, and Comfort. Just like other XPENG models, you can select the driving mode you want. For this test, we're going with Sport mode. Now let's take the L03 for a drive around this area. There are quite a few small curves here, although, of course, we're driving in a closed environment. As I mentioned earlier, the steering wheel has a sporty feel, while also bringing in a strong technology-focused design. It reminds me quite a bit of my P7, although the steering wheel position in the P7 is different. When it comes to power, there's absolutely nothing to complain about. The L03 can accelerate from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 6.6 seconds, which is an excellent figure for an SUV in this class. Now let's see how it handles the corners. I'd say it performs pretty well. Through this section, everything feels completely fine. Look at that. I was able to go through several consecutive turns without feeling stressed or uncomfortable. The acceleration is also very easy and effortless. The suspension setup uses McPherson struts at the front and a multi-link system at the rear. For a vehicle around the 150,000 RMB price point, that's a pretty good setup. You can also feel some feedback from the road. Even when driving over rough or gravelly surfaces, the suspension doesn't completely isolate you from the road. Instead, it lets you feel some of what's happening underneath, while still keeping the ride comfortable. I intentionally drove over a manhole cover, and you can see that the L03 handled the impact and vibrations quite well. Now let's test the L03's anti-motion sickness mode. Once this mode is switched on, you can immediately notice that the acceleration becomes much gentler and smoother. The braking is also noticeably more progressive. It does a very good job of controlling the forward pitch during braking. Even after braking again, there was practically no noticeable nosedive. I've driven around this section several times, and the car continues to feel stable and comfortable. Let me put it this way. If we were talking about cars around the 200,000 RMB price range, the L03's handling performance might not seem particularly extraordinary. But when you look at the 100,000 to 150,000 RMB range, the handling performance of the L03 is genuinely impressive for an SUV. I believe the XPENG MONA L03 comes in 2 versions, Max and Ultra SE. The car we're testing here is the Ultra SE. It comes with 2 Turing chips with a combined computing power of 1500 TOPS and 750 TOPS. Now let's test its NGP roaming function inside the park. There's a person ahead, and the system recognizes them and adjusts its movement accordingly. This woman even has a fishing rod, and the car approaches her safely. Now there's another vehicle passing by. The car is driving autonomously, and although its movement may look a little aimless at first, it's carefully monitoring the road and determining what it should do next. It understands where it can and cannot exit, which I think is quite smart. There's also a vehicle temporarily stopped in front of us, so let's see how the L03 reacts. It won't simply turn right. Okay, it understands that it needs to continue forward, so it chooses to move left and go around the obstruction. Now another vehicle is approaching from the front. Look at that, it quickly moves back into its own lane. You can see how intelligently the system is responding to the surrounding traffic. And now we're back to the question I asked at the beginning of this video. If you were in your 20s and wanted to buy a car, what kind of car would you choose? Personally, I think the MONA L03 brings together many of the things that young buyers in this age group are looking for. If you prefer the coupe-style design, the M03 is also an excellent choice and performs well in many areas. But if you have a young family, think you may need more space in the future, or simply prefer SUVs, then I think the L03 could be your dream car. At least that's how I feel. If I had a car like this when I was in my 20s, I would have been incredibly excited. So honestly, I'm quite jealous of those of you who are in your 20s today. Being able to get a car with this kind of design, technology, and features at around the 150,000 RMB price point is genuinely impressive. So that's why I'm also grateful to automakers like XPENG for bringing these kinds of new energy vehicles to younger buyers. Finally, as always, let's talk about the price.
I remember the pre-sale price was around 140,000 RMB, while my personal expectation was approximately 139,800 RMB. So if the official launch price really comes in at 139,800 RMB, guys, I'd say giving this video a thumbs up would absolutely be justified. And because this particular car is a customized version, it comes with an exclusive theme. Just look at this section here. Isn't that design really beautiful? It also makes me wonder whether a future XPENG MONA M07 could adopt a similar low-slung coupe-spired design. Has anyone else thought about that? And with that, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.